So I wanted to touch on how the Google AI overview affects keyword research. So the first thing that I would say is to be aware of if it is a keyword search like this one here that they're showing us on their blog post, where it's being answered by an AI overview. In other words, it's an informational type query. I would probably avoid that. Okay, I'm going to recommend that if your target keyword is informational, something that can be answered very quickly, then you probably want a different keyword target, okay? Unless you're doing it to build a topical map or topical relevance, you're probably not going to get a lot of traffic from it. Now, Google claims, you can see that they do give you these cards that show which website they generated the information from. That's it right here. Google claims that these cards are getting more click-through traffic than websites used to get before it. The downside is the websites that have those cards are very, very high domain rating, domain authority websites. That's probably not yours. You can see even in this example, it's Quora. They have a domain rating like in the 90s, okay? So you're probably not going to be able to outrank and target those. Maybe we will in the future. It depends on how that updates, how that goes. It's almost opening up a box of AI optimization instead of search engine optimization to try to get one of those cards and rank for it. But these informational type queries are becoming a winner takes all, where whatever card is going to be shown there is going to get all of the traffic, okay? So that is why I just want to add this cautionary message at the end of the keyword research. When you're choosing a keyword research target, make sure that hopefully it's not an AI overview. Right now, these aren't great, but I expect them to get better and better and better. And let me show you one other thing to check when you're doing keyword research. So I'm an Ahrefs, and I'm just going to enter the exact same keyword that Google is using as an example. I'm going to have to update this. So this is the other aspect when you put keywords in. I want you to scroll down to the SERP overview that Ahrefs shows and look at the domain rating of the websites that are ranking. So this particular one, we have one that's ranking as a 32, one's a 43, but the others are very, very high domain ratings. So this would be a search term that I might not want to target, even ignoring the AI overview. This is really after the helpful content update, the March core update. Google is giving more and more and more of these informational type queries to very high domain rating websites that are just going to be really impossible for small website owners to actually rank for. So this is another reason, another thing to make sure you check. Remember, the keyword difficulty that Ahrefs shows is absolute garbage. So we definitely want to check down here. So overall, this AI generated overview, I would expect this to negatively impact the number of clicks you get unless you're the winner. The big example, one last example I want to show you is if we search for mortgage calculator. This was a few years ago. A lot of these websites that are ranking well for it spent a lot of money on SEO to rank very highly for mortgage calculator, which makes sense, right? Leads for people who want mortgages can be worth a lot of money. And if you're searching for a mortgage calculator, there's a good chance you want a mortgage. What Google did is they put the mortgage calculator directly on the SERP and click-through rate plummeted. Let me show you. The click-through rate used to be 80-90%, and now it's about 2/3, right? 30,000 search volume and 20,000 clicks. That's, of course, Ahrefs' estimate, but the point of that is Google added this feature directly onto the SERP, and these websites down here lost a third of their traffic overnight for no other reason. The last thing to mention here is Google has said that the Search Console will not be updated to track the clicks that you get from the generative AI. Third-party tools also cannot track the number of clicks you get from generative AI. So right now, there's no actual way to track or optimize for how many clicks we're getting from generative AI search. So I, of course, will re-record, update this video as we know more. Right now, it is May of 24, so a lot of this stuff is very new, still rolling out. But I thought it was important to get this update in there now so that you guys are aware of some of the challenges with keyword targeting.